Welcome back to Stock Shock. Let's see next week trading plan for 6th September 2021. Um, let's look at SPY. We always, start the session with by looking at SPY. The main reason is we wanted to go over the macro picture, how the broader market does. That's why we always choose SPY ETF. By the way, that represent S&P 500 stocks, right? That is all Fortune 500 companies, and we always do top-down approach. We look at the macro picture, then we will dive into individual stocks. So let's look at SPY. So what a week! It's been trying to reach all-time high every day. Just make a hay while sunshine. It won't last forever. That is sure. This will come down sometime later, but we will dip into that later. But let's look at the pattern. May 19th, it dipped 50-day moving average. June 19th, it dipped 50-day moving average. Around July 19th, again it dipped 50-day moving average. Um, Again, August 19th dipped into 50-day moving average and resumed uptrend. So if you look at the pattern, last four times, every month around 18th or 19th, it's been dipping and trying to touch 50-day moving average, and it resuming the uptrend. So what I'm suspecting based on this pattern, we will be again next week resume uptrend. We will go all the way close to 460. Then following week, that is September 17th, it will start dipping, and September 17th is anyway option expiry day. So be very careful following week. Next week is a holiday shortened weekend, so better careful, nimble your position, but play on the long side to catch some of those upside. So I would expect this will be, touching around 458, 460. Then it will resume downtrend thereafter, and following week will be, we have to be very cautious based on this trend I'm talking about. It's been dipping around 19th of every month the last four times, and but the RSI is in bullish zone. Momentum is bullish zone. ADX is bullish. MACD is also in bullish. So let's see, what happens next week. Then move on to next week. What are the events to watch for? We all know September 16th, Labor Day. It's holiday in US. Wednesday, September 8th, around 2 p.m. Wage book get released by Fed for the meeting discussion that happened last month. That is actually a market moving event given the taper tantrum that market is expecting. So watch out on Wednesday. You will see some sort of volatility, but I'm still suspecting, or I'm still biased that market would go up next week. All the way to 458, 460 for SPY. Poor job report on September 3rd. What would be the implication, right? We all know that people are not ready to step out, given the Delta cases that is going up and up and up and every day. So Fed probably would delay their taper tantrum. So that is a good news for all growth stocks. Good news for all big tech stocks like Microsoft, Facebook, all fang stuff, right? But it's bad for small caps, right? Like IWM, bad for the reflationary trades or reopening economy trades like Disney or Visa, Mastercard, those type of things. So watch out, so the speculation is coming back, especially on the crypto. So right now, VIX is closed at 16.41. I don't like this because it's been flat last week. If you look at the VIX, so it's very stubborn to go down. That is not a good news for bulls, right? So be watchful. If it crosses 19 or 20, there is danger lurking underlying current. So careful on that. As long as it stays the same or going down, then you can play on the longs. BTC, the crypto is resuming uptrend. As I mentioned, it's like a textbook procedure. Last week I mentioned about it. It was touching 50K. Again, it went down to 47 or so. Then again, it resumed uptrend. Now it's almost touching 51K. I'm expecting this will be touching 53 to 54K. Then we will see. As long as the job number is really poor, crypto will go back to try to reach all-time high again, around 60 to 63K. Let's see what happens. IDA damage is very significant all over US, especially on the northeastern part of US, New Jersey, New York, and all those financial capital get damaged like anything. So it's good for some of those home building companies like Lowe's, Home Depot, etc., uh, and bad for insurance companies. Um, so let's dive into other issue also. Political issues are brewing after our debacle in Afghanistan. Issues are really brewing, and it's impacting, the sentiment on the Democrat side. And also, Nancy Pelosi is very silent nowadays. Republicans are gaining some ground after this political debacle. So that is actually bad for market because uncertainty is not good for the market. So please watch on those political issues that is coming. uh, let's die also. I'm suspecting all these political issues could cause 20% correction next year. So or even this end of this year, 20% correction is real possibility, because when you look at SPY, it's like going up like in straight line, going up and up and up, and last 14, 16 months. So 20 to 25% correction is due. So that could happen even in October. So very careful. Let's look at some of the individual stocks. Snowflake, our favorite one. As I mentioned last week, it's resumed its uptrend. Last week, start of last week, it was around 290s, 295 something. As I mentioned, it's resumed uptrend. Watch my previous videos. I clearly mentioned 325 is its resistance, and it's approaching there. So once it touches 325, I'm expecting it will go down to again 310, 300. Again, it will resume uptrend. But this is a multi-bagger stock, and it's a long-term investment hold. So I'm bullish on Snowflake. Let's look at Affirm. Again, Affirm molding. I mentioned that the resistance one and resistance two. Resistance one, $100. Exactly, it was like, as I mentioned, textbook like procedure last week. It was touching 100 and then went down, all the way to 93, 94. I think it's closed at 93. But guys, I'm telling you, uptrend is intact. This will resume uptrend. It will pierce 100, and it's going to 125. Then it will back down from 125. But for now, I'm very bullish. Earnings coming out next week. There is a trigger, and this will be crossing 100 and touching 125 very soon. Next, look at Apple, our favorite stock. It resumed uptrend, and it's to keep touching all-time high again and again, and it's almost like forming the wedge. If you look at the thing chart, right, technical chart. So I'm expecting this will be touching 158 or 160 next week, based on this wedge. This is going to be like touching, and then it will resume downtrend. Especially the poor job report is good for Apple. So it's already sitting on the market cap of $2.5 trillion. I'm expecting this will be moving towards $3 trillion, but I don't think this will be touching $3 trillion market cap anytime soon. But it will mimic as if it's going there. So very careful. So this will be like 2.7, 2.75 trillion based on the valuation. I'm looking at enterprise value. It will go there. Then we have to reevaluate. But overall technical picture is very bullish. RSI is bullish. ADX is bullish. MACD is kind of mixed. Um, so this is a big cap, so I find less volatile than other small growth stocks, but it's a long term. It's buy and hold kind of stock. So that's all, folks, for this week. If you like my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and you'll be get notified as soon as when I post new videos on individual stocks. So stay safe. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Thanks, guys.